instead of
so much better when we're all together. I mean, not that I think any. It's not going to be noticeable, I don't think, in terms of the quality of the shows. It's just for us, I think it's certainly
more fun.
It's a lot more fun, and I think there is a rhythm and a cadence and it certainly amps up our energy. But there's a rhythm that comes out of being able to play off of each other, and maybe even some deliveries that we might
No
not
question.
have gotten. But I don't think the show suffers in any way. It's tough to get all of us together sometimes. Rob's a huge movie star,
And I am a top drawer Amway distributor. It's not just soap anymore, Rosemary. So now that we've got this room here, I could.
Toothpaste,
Yeah, oh yeah.
deodorant,
Oh,
other kinds of towels and things.
No, but
Car
what
wax.
What Jason is saying is
Mops.
absolutely correct. And having done a lot of different shows together, it's like any other acting job. It's always, in my view, better to have the whole ensemble together. And like that old phrase is, a high tide raises all boats. These guys make me better, and it's like playing golf with a guy who can really hit the golf ball. You play better if you're playing tennis or golf or somebody, or acting with good actors, and there's inevitably something that Greg or Sean or Jason says that it inspires a good response or a interesting sort of acting reflex in somebody else's performance. Even if it's blue and doesn't end up on the screen, honest to God, the energy that is created between the four of us ends up on the screen in the product. It really does, and that was one of the things that Wendy and Sarah and some of the other PR folks were saying, is that the biggest compliment we can have is that the folks with whom we've been interviewing this week, who are sort of jaded kind of folks that take pictures all day, and they're going, these guys look like they're really having a good time. And it's not manufactured. We really do. It's great fun.
I would say there's a little warmth that comes into the quality of your voice when you're really interacting with each other. Because on the episodes I come in, if I've been away doing something and I do it by myself, it goes much faster. You can give 3 or 5 takes very quickly. We're professionals. Each take can be different, and they're selecting what they know is going to go here and there. But one of the cool things about the Turtles that you know from your own fandom of it is that there's this family quality, and I think that you can't help but feel a little closeness, a little warmth, a little familial texture in there that you wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it's all about being together when we record, because we feed off each other. It creates the dynamic, and you hear it. There's a difference.
You're so funny. You're so funny. He's so funny.
I'm telling you,
He's
we say this
so
all
funny.
the
And you
time.
know what? You can build it up, and there's a danger if you do a press thing and then you have to go back and actually work again. But it doesn't. You can't overstate it. He's
No.
just so funny, and
He really is.
you
And
just-
the thing is, that I'm looking. I mean, we all are having a great time, and it's about the 4 turtles and all that. But that kid could really be the star of the show.
I feel like he's the heart of it. I
He
really
really
do,
is.
because he just sets this sweet, whimsical,
Well,
you know.
you saw the panel today.
Yeah.
Every
The-
time Michelangelo came up, the people were they loved it. There's a sweetness, there's a funny attitude.
Actually, I mean, from everything I know about you and seeing you as Mikey, it just seems like you are Mikey.
He is. There's no question about it. I think all of us can, in some way, our identity can be gauged relative to him. You know,
Great way to put it.
Yeah.
Because
except maybe you. I mean, you're like a leader and you're doing your thing. But I mean, the anger, lots of people react to that sort of innocence in different ways. But anger and frustration is one that feels familiar.
And it's not hyperbole. I mean, I've known Greg for quite a few years. We have the same agent, and I first, saw his talent on Beast Boy on Teen Titans years ago, and I worked with him on Ben 10 and stuff. But I'm telling you, man, if there was a guy who was cut from the cloth to fit the character for which they hired him, it's Greg. And it's not it's a.
All these guys.
No, man.
When you watch
The
the show
writers
and you
write
hear
toward
it,
it, too.
it's perfect. I can't ever even envision or picture other voices coming out of these turtles forever.
Sure.
Forever. For real.
For real.
For real.
I ain't even playing.
I didn't even play it.
I didn't even want to be a turtle, but now I can't be anything else.
I can't be nothing else.
So
Turtle forever. Crazy pass, what do they call it?
Yeah, crazy pass. We get a
Andrea
crazy
Romano,
pass.
who is
Okay.
our-
Or we used to get crazy passes.
Well, I think that inevitably what happens is when you have
We
No,
haven't
we
had a
don't.
crazy pass in
No,
a
we
while,
had-
have we?
At the first 10 episodes, we
Yeah.
had some crazy passes, you know, like, but after that, I don't know. We don't
Well,
get
They
crazy.
can tell if
We're
a
just
crazy
crazy.
pass might yield something of value. But we're not gonna all waste our time like,
You can't, well, see, Jason has a tendency, his crazy passes always have something to do with genitalia. And that is not an Italian name. And so,
It's
see
an
poor
Italian
Wendy looks
art
up- poor
movement.
Wendy's busy, and then she looks up, she goes, you know, there just isn't enough time.
certain words that are not interview words.
Yeah, but
Jason.
the thing is that we have a great director, and Andrea Romano has, like I said earlier, has won so many Emmys that she dresses them in Barbie clothes, right? She's got so many of them, and she really knows what she's doing. She knows all of us, and often if something comes up in terms of an ad lib, they'll build on that. They're not, I mean, the words are always, we got good writers, they do a hell of a job, but nobody's gonna say, you know, don't put that in, it was funnier or better or more appropriate, but I'm not gonna allow that in because of my ego. Not at all, and I think that's what makes any show good, is that if people really understand that the show really, really is the sum of the parts. It's not just about, I'm a writer and you don't change it, or I'm an actor and I don't say it this way. You know, and it ends up on the screen. And these people, you know, Nickelodeon doesn't do something stupid. These guys don't drop $60 million on a project
Right.
unless they expect to make $1 billion.
Right.
And they can.
There's an interesting thing where you'll think I'll think I have an idea for how to do something, change a word, come up with a riff, something like that.
Yeah.
And you say, can I try something real quick? And they're always like, yeah, go ahead. And you
Absolutely.
try it, and you can tell, like, as it's coming out of your mouth, it's going to be the kind of thing where everyone's like, oh, that's great. Or it's like,
Crickets.
Crickets. And you're like, okay, thanks for letting me work on that. And it makes you, like, want to really pick your shots, right?
Yes, absolutely. Speaking of creative geniuses, here comes Ciro.
Ciro.
Snowball raisin cookie.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
telling you, buddy.
You know,
This is my style. So.
the casting has so much to do with it. You know, and someone like Sarah Noonan behind it all.
Excuse me, young man, could you
have a
please bring me
command?
something, young man?
Oh,
You have
good,
a
the help is
command
here.
performance
Uh,
of the entire cast, except for
Good, the waiter's here.
May Whitman is here.
Here, young fella, go buy yourself something nice. Yeah, go buy yourself
So
something.
yeah, the mix of the
Oh,
voices.
good, the help is here.
How many people did you see for the roles, Mama?
I saw about, honestly, probably including everybody, like every role. I mean, there were some roles
least
that we took
200.
longer.
Wow.
How much?
For 200 for each,
Each.
probably. It was
What-
a
what-
lot.
I
What's
mean,
that?
she would go through them, and I would get
Auditioning?
Like,
Oh, yeah. About 200.
That's
How,
crazy.
was I close to having it before I came in?
actually,
You were actually we couldn't
Didn't you
find a
just-
wrap.
didn't he just come in at the end?
He came in at the very end.
Yeah, because
We had
you told me
everybody
like the day
cast.
after, right?
We had everybody cast, and we couldn't find a rap that we liked, that we felt embodied it.
I remember that.
He
We
came
did
in
it.
that day.
Didn't I read with a different Raph?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, it was this other guy, and it did work, it didn't feel right, it was too much, and it was just like, that doesn't work. So you were the
we
last
all
one
did.
cast, and I just
Three of us
randomly
and another
had
Raph.
seen something with your name on it, I was like, oh, you haven't tried him.
Like,
I mean,
think
You
no.
know?
I had the
called
feeling
him.
when I walked in, like you guys really wanted me or something, and it was just so, I thought
Well,
like,
we were listening to voice samples
okay,
the whole
so
time.
we-
Oh my God, he's
That's
sort
what
of
I
in the
mean.
right range.
Yeah.
And then you
It
came in and
wasn't-
did
it wasn't
an
hinging
awesome
on
audition, and we were like, that's
it
it.
didn't feel like an audition, it just felt like we were playing
It's
around.
because you were the only person who brought it.
That's what it felt like, that's what I felt like it was mine to lose, like, you know,
Yeah.
go in there and have fun.
Handpicked.
It was
The
kind
casting
of,
process.
Sarah
of Turtles
handpicked
I
was
know that
based
feeling.
on
I'll keep my
guys
fingers
that
crossed.
came
But then I
in
have to
as
say,
they
man, when they said Sean
were wearing the shoes already, not like putting on a voice.
yeah.
I've heard
And
the
then with Raph, it was
That's all.
kind of like, you know, the character we wanted him to, be so hard and braggadocious. Like, we needed to have someone who naturally was kind of soft and could bring this kind of like warmth to it,
Yeah.
but didn't sound like it was. Because even that becomes a put on. So we would get guys that were great, and tough,
Yeah,
and
but
then
there
when
were
we
too
get them
much
to
of a
do
dick.
like the big brother,
We didn't like 'em.
hard love thing, they were just kind of like, it just wasn't believable.
See, there's the help, there's the help again, screwing around.
Like, well, you know, let's just have them run something. And I was like, no.
It's
You guys were smiling so big.
Oh.
It's because we were so relieved.
Well,
But it made
Sean,
it fun.
listen,
Yeah,
no,
all
you-
the, on the other side of the glass, they were like, all right, well, try this. And I do it. And they're like, yeah, now try this. I was like, this is fun.
I love the story that he was up for this other pilot, and had you got that pilot, you would have got Turtles.
No
And that
way.
pilot failed. Like, you remember you were up between
Oh, yeah.
Michael Weston for a pilot, and you didn't get it, and you were like, shit, you know, and it didn't.
For you though,
Yeah,
Nick,
for-
another
yeah,
Nick,
for
Nick one.
And then you didn't get it. I go, I got good news.
Yeah.
You got the better one.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right, yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, I was so bummed.
You're gonna be,
you were
yeah.
really bummed
I was like,
because you didn't
"Ah,
get it."
man."
And
you are
then-
now gonna be an icon.
got the-
It doesn't,
you got the better one.
You're
Yeah.
gonna be a pop culture icon, baby.
Yeah.
Can't help
We
it.
went through probably 4 raps,
4 rounds.
and we
Yeah.
definitely had 2 or 3 other Leos.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a long process.
There were some good Leos. And then
What
we
was
had
that
like,
called?
then we had Leos or raps that we liked.
The other one?
Pudding toast.
But didn't work because then, when we found another guy, when we found the rap we liked and the Leo wasn't good, like, it was about the group then.
Yeah, you had to kind of make sure they all worked together.
How
Because I
long was
think
the
we had a-
process to?
We had one guy who was great. I know his name, I probably shouldn't say, but he was really good and he sounded too much like, I think, like Jason. We'll put them together.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting the
somebody-
role for Green Lantern, I think, or Batman.
Josh Key, yeah,
Yeah.
he's good.
Green what?
You know, though, okay, I'm very quick. The interesting thing, when I got the call, I mean, I've been working with you guys for 10 years on Neutron and Tough Puppy and all Butch's shows. And when my agent called and said they want you to come and read for Ninja Turtles, I said, God, you know, did they know who I am? Not from an arrogant standpoint, but because I did the first batch, and there have been several iterations of Turtles that have had nothing to do with the original cast. So I thought, if I get in there and they say, well, you know, oh shit, we forgot he was Raphael, let's throw the old guy a bone. And so Cynthia called me back, she said, no, they know who you are, they're, you know, they like Turtles and Pinky and all that stuff, but they think you'd be a better fit for Donatello.
What was your first feeling when you heard that?
That they thought it'd be a good fit for
Yeah,
Don-
but not Raphael.
I'm happy. I said, are you kidding me? I'd love to go read for it again. I never, ever, ever, ever thought that I would ever get a shot at this thing again. I mean, and when I heard Nickelodeon bought the franchise, I thought, well, that's pretty cool. It's going to be great. Hey, man, it'll be great to see how it goes. So to get another crack at it is just unbelievable, because I'm almost as old as Kevin Michael Richardson. Methuselah is what they call you, right?
I can see you right now going in for that audition, Mr.
I'd worry about coyotes if I were you.
Where's Rob? He's
I got a
he's
prostate
somewhere
like
over
an
in the
Idaho
Kalinga
potato.
Pass on his horse.
No.
He's by
Yeah, they
old,
went through 9 black shredders before they
No.
What are those things
No,
called
that's
that
a
you
great
sit on in the
story about
supermarket?
Kevin, though. He really,
Yeah.
honestly, and it's almost like they finally said, oh, you
And
gotta hire
6
Kevin.
white ones.
There's something, you fit the profile. James Avery, right?
Yes.
Genius.
Avery was in- yeah, he was
Yeah.
amazing.
He was the original.
Shredder.
When we first did the Ninja Turtles, he was Shredder, and then he got Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And he ended up leaving the show because he got,
Really?
Yeah.
Then who did
Jim Cummings did a couple of Shredders.
Jim.
Who else did
Oh,
Shredders?
Okay,
yeah.
Bob.
That
You
makes
probably
I
sense.
don't know
know.
offhand.
Coming
I don't know the
Yeah,
replacement.
So you-
offhand.
but Uncle Phil James
Yeah.
Avery.
Yeah,
Came in
that's
and,
awesome.
and then he got 5 years into it, he got Fresh Prince of Bel-Air
Yeah,
and
yeah,
left.
that was
Yeah.
So you didn't think for a second, well, should I also try for Raphael?
No, I said if they're happy to have me
You
read
got
for
another
any of
question?
this, I'm
Sure.
happy to
Okay.
do it. I was shocked.
But wait, there's more. The
Job.
movie in the 80s that I love.
Yeah.
The comic book, of course, which I know is incredibly violent and dark.
Yes.
It wasn't kid friendly at all. And the video game, which I
That's,
love.
of course.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
grown man just racing into a convenience store to play. Kind of scary. But that was my background.
All right, Sean?
When I saw little bits of the movies, the live action movies, and I thought I didn't connect to them. It was not my thing. I mean, I thought the title was clever, and I kind of got the idea of it, but it just seemed so hokey to me. And then when the cartoons happened, and I saw the impact it had on, little kids, I kind of, I don't know, I wasn't a big fan of it when I was younger. But when it came time to, when they said, there's just, sometimes your agents will call you and they'll say something, and you just know, like, before the words are out of the mouth, that there's a hit, that there's just no, you know, the Lord of the Rings trilogy for New Line with Peter Jackson, he's like, that's a world-class thing, there's no
Right.
question what's gonna happen with that. They said, Nickelodeon's doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they want you to read for Raphael, and I was like, that is awesome, let me do that. I hadn't liked it when I was a kid, but you just, in the however many years, the decades since then, you just know, like, they're really thinking about it. They're gonna make it smarter and funnier and like cooler, and so to be able to be a part of it, you just, yeah, like that.
Great.
I grew up watching it,
Yeah.
thousands and thousands of hours in front of the TV set and the movie. I love the movie, the first movie,
Mhm.
and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles taught me how to meditate. It got me into martial arts, and
Awesome.
it's made me who I am today.
Great.
Yeah.
For me, it was the first series with
Yeah.
Mr. Paulson. If I had control of the remote over my sisters, I would get to watch it,
Yeah.
and that would be my choice after school. I loved it.
Awesome.
Wasn't as into the comics just because I wasn't a big comic kid,
Right.
but I loved the cartoon.
Cool.
Yeah.